Hey guys, how's it going? Rick here from Most Valuable Podcast, along with Brandon Swanson, here to give you our Week 2 college pick'em for the college football season. And Brandon, I will tell you this, after a great Week 1 where both you and I went 3-2 within our 5 games, go Houston, go Cougs. This second week is a shit show,
it's brutal.
basically.
It's brutal. It goes from way up here to whoosh.
Yeah, and it's like these games are not going to be anywhere as near as good as last week's, but we're going to get through it, and let's get right into these right away. The first one, you guys know who I'm picking. Illinois, Lovie Smith over the Tar Heels from North Carolina. Lovie Smith's going to do it. Illinois all day, day.
North Carolina put up one hell of a fight last week against Georgia. They certainly did, and a lot of people would say, man, North Carolina should have won that game, and maybe they should have. Illinois, they do very well against Murray State, but then again, you have to remember it's Murray State. So North Carolina, Illinois, we know how this game went last year. It's not as big of a gap this year. North Carolina gets the win, though.
Well, I mean, the coaching update for Illinois has to be the biggest thing that keeps us in this game. I'm just going to pick us to win it because Lovie Smith is going to do great things in his first year. How about the next one, though? Another Big Ten team. I'm going to let you pick first because I'll be honest, at this point recording this video, I don't know who I'm going to pick yet. Penn State versus Pitt.
Penn State, Pittsburgh, I think that this is a really big game for these two teams, and it's always a rivalry between these two. I think that it's going to be a good one. Penn State really needs this win. Penn State.
I still don't know who I'm going to pick. I listened to Brandon. I'm like, oh, maybe Brandon will persuade me, but let me talk it out a little bit. Pitt played Villanova. Not a real football team. They only play basketball at Villanova. Whereas Penn State played a better opponent than Villanova. Penn State also has a 258-pound kicker who lays hits like a Mack truck. However, I think I'm gonna go with Pitt in this one. Gonna go with Pitt with this one, riding the power from their running back who can do all things, even beat cancer. However,
I know, I love that.
We're gonna go into our next game, South Carolina, Mississippi State, and the way I see this one is SC played Vanderbilt.
Vandy.
They won by 1 point. Mississippi State might have lost, but they scored more points than South Carolina played. This was a tough one for me. I'll give you a hint down below in the description. A lot of the other MVP guys aren't going to agree with us, but I got to go with the Bulldogs.
As you know, South Carolina, not a good team in the last couple of years. Will Muschamp takes over, people believe that will have no change on the team. They will continue to be bad, and a lot of people may say they won their one and only game of the season against a team that is also not very good.
Yeah, they beat Vandy.
In Vandy. Mississippi State, a horrific game this past weekend. Mm-hmm. A horrific game against South Alabama, giving South Alabama their first win over an SEC team ever. Can you believe that? Very funny, really quickly. I'm in an SEC pick'em pool, and it's with a couple other guys, and one of my buddies, one of my best friends, he takes Mississippi State. He's going with them for the week. Easy, locked in. He texts me. He goes, I just fuck. That's all he texts me.
Just one word.
That's all he texts me with about 7 Ks and 6 Cs. And he goes, my dad started yelling at me because I was throwing things around the house and I was cursing up a storm. He goes, how much money did you put on this game? And he was so upset. Mississippi State will not disappoint people that way this week. Mississippi State gets the win. It's going to be a big win over South Carolina. They are going to take them to task.
Well, Brandon, you know what they do in the case of South Alabama, who won their first game over an SEC team. You do know what they say, right? You do know what they say.
I do not.
You never forget your first.
Yes.
However,
no, you don't.
We're going to go right into our next one. We've got another SEC team in Arkansas playing TCU. I think TCU wins this game. The offense, yes, they almost lost, and by almost lost to South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, but they pulled out the win. They score a lot of points. Arkansas didn't do too well, although they won against Louisiana Tech. I got TCU all day, every day. Horned Frogs. Go Frogs.
I'm high on Arkansas this year to do pretty well. I not go too high. I mean, I don't want to get too excited, but I think that this is a team that's moving in the right direction. They didn't do well last week. They do pull out the win, but I think Arkansas is going to have to show me a little bit more before I can trust them. I now coming into the season and seeing what they do, still like them. I still think that they can have a good year. TCU put up a whole lot of points. TCU puts up a lot of points. I don't know if Arkansas is going to be able to hang with the Horned Frogs. It is going to be TCU.
Well, and we got our last one yet again, another SEC team, because it seems like the SEC teams are actually playing opponents this week besides Alabama. You guys got to play an actual opponent because you didn't play one last week either. Sorry, Trojan fans. Sorry, I didn't mean it. But
he did.
We've got
he did mean it.
The Virginia Tech Hokies playing the Tennessee Volunteers. This one going to be at Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. It's going to set the single game attendance record for a college football game just because of how many people you can fit in that kind of NASCAR setting for a football field right in the middle. Who you got, Tennessee in the Vols or go Hokies?
Last week we saw Tennessee play a sub-mediocre game against Appalachian State.
They pooped on themselves.
I can't imagine that's any fun.
No, it's not.
I can't imagine that is any fun.
I've done it before. It's not fun.
And
you've never pooped yourself?
I did when I was a kid. I did.
It's not fun.
I did when I was a kid.
Not fun at all. I've done it as an adult. Not fun. It's not fun at all. I'll tell you that.
Well, I can't even get through this video. Thank you so much. But what Tennessee does not want to do this week.
I got you with that one.
You did. You really did. I was not expecting that. But I should have been. Tennessee really was a letdown last week against Appalachian State. They were not good. They were not good. Oh, we're going to get through this. They were not good. They really struggled. Appalachian State took them all the way to overtime.
Keep looking at you.
I really think that Tennessee comes out this week. They make a statement against the Hokies. Dobbs is going to come out with one of his best games that we've seen from him. And, he did okay last week. But it's this defense that's going to keep Tennessee in games this season because right now, last week, we saw what's the inconsistent thing with Tennessee that is unfortunately not changing. It's their offense. It's the failure to score points when you should be scoring points. It's the failure to be able to break away from teams you should be able to break away from. We saw it too many times last year with the Vols. If we see that again this year, this is a team that's not going to go far in the SEC. They need to this year. They have an opportunity to be right there in the middle of the pack with everybody else. But after last week, I don't know. However, they get the win this week against the Hokies. That's what I think. And Beamer ain't there. He might be there, but not coaching the team.
Yeah, I'm on the other side. I think that Coach Fuentes is going to have his boys ready to go for this one. Go Hokies. Plus, Tennessee, you almost lost to Appalachian State. Virginia Tech, a lot better than Appalachian State. But that's going to do it for our picks. Let us know down below in the comment section. Who do you guys got? Who's winning these games? Who's losing them? If you want to see how the other yutzes from MVP have done, you can see that down in the description. Dave this week did not copy Sean's picks, which was rightfully so because both of them went 1-4 last week, but those are down in the description.
And I have to say, Mike Rankin, what a smart guy you are picking Florida State with me, my man.
And I think that he picked most of the same ones as Mark this week, so you can check that down in the description. Want to thank you guys for checking out this preview, and as always, have a good day, everybody.